Hello, dear students. Today we are going to see the feedback facts in basics. So we'll be dealing the feedback concept in context with the operational amplifier. So that is actually the first topic is module 3. So today we are going to start module 3. Let us see the syllabus of module 3. Broadly, module 3, as per your syllabus, has been divided into two parts. In first part, you are having feedback amplifier, where you are having the different feedback topologies, okay, of negative feedback amplifier. Then you are also having the general feedback structure. You can see you are having the general feedback structure, properties of a negative feedback, the four basics feedback topologies, the series, shunt, and shunt series amplifiers, all those things. So we have the qualitative analysis. Then the second part, we are having the output stages and power amplifiers. So in today's discussion, we'll be dealing with the first part of the syllabus 3, that is general feedback structure, properties of negative feedback, and other feedback, four basic feedback topologies. So since you are studying the control system paper in the very same semester, so you will be very well aware with the feedback systems. So actually, if you have a feedback system, there is some disadvantage and there are also some advantages. So how can we use that advantages? Okay, it can. So actually, if we have a feedback system, there are so many advantages or so many benefits we are getting. Okay, so in this class, I will just see that in summary, I will just show what is the feedback system, negative type feedback system, and what are its properties. Okay, so you can see a negative feedback system. It's also called degenerative. So these are the things. If you will use the negative feedbacks, then these are the things that you are going to gain. So what is the first thing? It desensitize the gain. Desensitize the gain. So actually, one drawback in this while desensitizing the gain is that the gain over the overall system get decreases. But anyhow, we'll see in the next slide. So the first thing is it desensitizes the gain. Second one is reduce the nonlinear distortion. It reduces the nonlinear distortion. Then also, if you have a negative feedback, it reduces the effect of noise. Also, you can control the input and output impedance. If you will use the negative feedback, then it will also extend the bandwidth. So these are all the things. These things are associated with negative feedback system. In positive feedback, actually the application of positive feedback is where we're having an oscillator and active filters. So positive feedback is also called as regenerative system. So the basic idea of negative feedback is to trade off between gain and other desirable property. So actually, you will be having loss in gain, but other desirable properties you can achieve. So you have to decide at the what how much gain you should sacrifice to get the benefits of other properties. Clear? Now this is the general feedback structure. You can see, yeah. So here is XX. This is the source. This is the forward block diagram. Okay, A. This is the feedback block diagram B. This forward. This is actually an amplifier. So this is having a gain A. This is having a gain A, and then feedback you are having that is having the gain B. This is feedback system is having the gain B. This is the load. So the now see the different signals which are present here. So XX, this one XS is the source signal. Okay. Then after that, the input to this block is Xi. Actually, A represents the open loop gain of an amplifier. So that is Xi, and the output will be X naughts. Okay, output X naught, that X naught is being fed to again at the input side using a network having a gain beta, using a network having gain beta. So that is the output of this block is xf. Okay. So now from this block diagram, we can easily conclude that x naught is equal to axi. This is x naught and this is xi. The gain of this amplifier block is a, so x naught will be a times xi. Clear? Similarly, xf will be this is so this is the consider this block. Here the input is x naught and the output is xf. So the xf will be beta times x naught. Clear? Now see here, all of you see here. Here we are having a summer, which is having two input and one output. In summer, one input signal is xx, other input signal is minus xf. Okay, so this is nothing but equal to xi. So that can be also shown here. Xi is equal to xx minus xf. Clear? Now x naught. So x naught is a into xi, and also you know that xi is equal to xx minus xf. So if you substitute this value of xi here, then you will get x naught as x naught is equal to ai into xs minus xf. Clear? Now for this system, you know that even if you use these all the signals for this system, you know that overall gain, closed loop gain for this system is given by a by 1 plus a beta, a by 1 plus a beta, that is x naught by xs, x naught by xs, a by 1 plus a beta, where a is the amplifier gain and beta is the feedback gain. Okay, so this plus sign we are getting because this we are having a negative feedback system. If we have a positive feedback system, then its sign will be minus. But here we are interested in having the negative feedback. Okay. Also, xi by xs. If you find the relation that considering the xi as an output and xs as an input, then you will end up in having this relation xi by xs is equal to 1 by 1 plus a beta. These are also you can easily reduce. Okay. Similarly, xf by xs. So this, if you consider xf as the output and xs as the input, then the relation between xf by then xf by xx will be a beta divided by 1 plus a beta. Here a beta is nothing but the loop gain. We can call it as a loop gain. Here you can see a beta is the loop gain, should be positive for a negative feedback network. So this a beta should be positive. Okay. Sorry, for a negative feedback network. Clear? Now, if a loop gain is very much greater than 1, so you can see here. Here, take this equation. Take this expression where we are having AF is equal to a by 1 plus a beta. So whenever a beta is very much greater than 1, then what will how this equation will get simplified. So since a beta is very much greater than 1, then we can discard this one. So we can write AF is equal to a by a beta. Now a will get cancelled, so we can simply have AF is equal to 1 by beta. So from this AF, if you are having a beta very much greater than 1, then the AF overall closed loop gain will be 1 by beta. From this one, say beta is also being, what is beta? Beta is constant gain of the feedback network. So from this we can conclude that the closed loop gain of the feedback amplifier is almost determined by the feedback network. Okay, because see, this is only the feedback network. So what is the benefit if we having this property? It because it makes it more predictable, more accurate, more stable, also independent of parameter variation. That we will be going to see in the next slides. Here. So properties of the negative feedback. Okay, already I have told you in the first slide itself what are different properties of the negative feedback structure. That is the gain desensitivity. So what do you mean by gain desensitivity? The thing is that even if the open loop gain, that is the amplifier gain A changes, that is A, if with respect to the change in the A, the overall change in AF will be very small. Okay, that you can also know this thing. For example, you know that you are knowing that equation AF is equal to, we know that AF is equal to A by 1 plus A beta. Okay,
Now, if you differentiate DAF, okay, both left hand side and right hand side, okay, then what will you have? Will have DAF is equal to DA by 1 plus A beta A square. Now, they now divide the DAF by F. So DAF, what is AF? AF is equal to 1 by 1 plus A beta. So ultimately, you will have DAF by AF is equal to 1 by 1 plus A beta DA by A. So we can see that for this change of dA by A, okay, the DAF by AF, the change in AF is only it is being getting changed by a factor of 1 by 1 plus A beta, which is comparatively less than dA by d beta. Therefore, we can conclude that variation in AF is less than variation in A. That's the first benefit of negative feedback structure. Bandwidth extension. Also, if you will see that consider an amplifier. So how can we can conclude that if you use a negative feedback, there will be extension of bandwidth. So just take a simple example. Consider an amplifier with single pole. Consider aim to be the mid-band gain with WH per 3 dB frequency. Then for that, AS can be written as A by 1 plus S by omega H. Okay. Now we know that AFS is equal to AS by 1 plus beta as we have just seen. Substitute this AS here. Substitute this AS here. We'll get the AFS like this one. Okay, AFS like this one. Ultimately, we'll be having the AFS is equal to AM by 1 plus S by FH. Okay. So if you can find that from this expression that the omega h will be or that omega h dash will be omega h into 1 plus a and beta. Actually, the frequency band the gain is reduced and upper 3 dB frequency is increased by a factor of 1 plus am into beta. Actually, we can have omega hf is equal to omega h into 1 plus am into beta. Okay, so that the 3 dB frequency is getting increased by a factor of 1 plus am into beta. So we can say that bandwidth extension is also there if we have a negative feedback system. The noise reduction. Now consider a system. Here we are having a supply and we are having a noise. Anyhow, this noise. So what is the best way to analyze the noise of a system to have a signal to noise ratio? Signal to noise ratio. Now consider this example where we have having a noise Vn. By anyhow, we have introduced the noise, and again using superposition theorem, okay, we find the value for V0. We find the value for V0, and also for V0 we find the signal to noise ratio in considering the noise. In that case, we are getting that Vs by Vn into A2. So Vs by Vn is actually the signal to noise ratio without feedback. Now once we consider feedback, the signal to noise ratio is we are getting that Ps by Vn into A2. That means the signal to noise ratio is getting amplified by A2. Okay, getting multiplied by A2. So here, since there is a improvement in signal to noise ratio, so we can comment that in feedback system noise reduction is also there. Reduction in nonlinear distortion. Okay, so actually we know that for different ranges the gain of the amplifier actually is not linear. Some it will be varying from 1000, then it will be varying 1000 to 100 and 100 to 0. Okay, but if you are having a feedback, then one major benefit is that it is almost the amplifier gain is almost constant. Here. So these derivation actually don't need to know, just use the basics. Okay, this has been shown also. The figure A is the variation in the open loop gain, is the overall gain, and then figure B shows the closed loop gain. You can see that the distortion, it is having very less distortion. The B is having very less distortion as compared to A. So B actually represents the gain of a closed loop gain of overall negative feedback system. Is the gain open loop gain. Clear? So we have just seen the different. We have first. So in this slides we have discussed
negative feedback structure that you already know, and also we have seen what are the advantages of this negative feedback system. But the thing is that the main thing is that if we use the negative feedback system, our overall gain decreases. That is one disadvantage. So we have to take a trade-off. Okay, you have to make a trade-off to choose the uh, beta and all those things. Yeah. So this is your general feedback structure and general feedback structure and properties of a negative feedback. Clear?